Hello everyone, welcome to Should You Play It? And the question that you have on your mind is, what can you play this week that's new and completely free? Well, there's a lot going on. Let's jump straight into it. Okay, before we start the list, actually, I had already finished filming this and editing it when someone informed me that the most important and time-sensitive thing of this whole video is Hitman World of Assassination. Now, don't get too excited, but you can see down here that right now you can claim the map Sapienza until May 30th at 6 p.m. probably Eastern Standard Time. Actually, that's probably region specific, so Central Europe time. That would be noon Eastern Standard Time. So if you're watching this right as it was released, you have a few hours left to go and claim Hitman World of Assassination Sapienza. That is a big map in Italy where there's lots of different things that you can do. Get a full taste of Hitman. I know it feels more like a demo, but this is a huge map with lots of things to do, and it will give you a really good sense of if you want to invest in the whole game or not. So go and claim that now. Let's get to the regular list. Starting with Train Driver 2. Now, this might not be the most exciting one. It's not going to be the most exciting one in this video. Bear with me. But a lot of people really love railway simulators, and this one is based in Poland, emphasizing multiplayer and realism. It has mostly positive reviews already, even though it was released just a couple days ago. You can become a train driver operating faithfully recreated trains, or a dispatcher managing traffic and signaling equipment at your post. And you can cooperate online, which is pretty cool. You get to play that completely free. King of Silence. Embark on a chilling journey in King of Silence, a first-person horror game where silence is survival. So you're trapped in a dark temple and you have to escape. Positive reviews so far. Looks like there's some flashlight mechanics, probably needing to strategically use it when it's to your advantage or not. If you like horror games, might be worth checking out for free. Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun Words of Vengeance. Don't get too excited unless you really love typing games, because this is a Warhammer game about typing. Now, I've played a few of these. One or two of them was actually really fun and engaging, so depending on how the mechanics work, it can be a great way to play a game. Probably not what you're looking for if you're a fan of the Warhammer franchise, but if you're trying to play the entire catalog of Warhammer games, this is one of them, and it is free. Very positive, over 1,000 reviews, even though it was published just about a week ago. Splitgate 2. Now, this one I have mixed feelings about because it does indeed have mixed reviews. A full release was just a couple days ago. No, actually, it's still in beta. So somehow I think it's been available in some form long enough that it has almost 5,000 reviews, but mixed, which is not a good sign. However, it does sound intriguing. It looks pretty. It looks smooth. It is the only free-to-play shooter with portals, delivering the next level gunplay, fluid movement, and a variety of game modes in an evolving experience. Now, with mixed reviews, maybe there is something specific that happened. Maybe there are microtransactions. Maybe there was a bug that got fixed. I'm not sure. We don't have time to go deeply into each of these, but it is free, and it does look like in its ideal form could be a lot of fun. So let me know in the comments if you give this a try and what your opinion is. Moving on to Game of Thrones King's Road. Now, in all fairness, I'm pretty sure that we featured this in a video in the past, but honestly, I couldn't quite remember. And I think it has a new release or something now. It's not in alpha. I think it's the full release. Also, mixed reviews, both overall with nearly 1,000 reviews mixed, and recent reviews. Nearly 2,000 of those were recent, and they are mixed. The full release was about a week ago. If you love Game of Thrones, this might be worth giving a try, just because it is in Westeros in the Game of Thrones world, but it seems like it still has a lot of problems to iron out. So again, Like, let me know what your experience is. Tell me down in the comments if I should play it. I am a big fan of Game of Thrones, not a big fan of glitchy or microtransaction-y RPGs though. So, hard to say. Now, Poco, on the other hand, let's go to the other extreme. Maybe not in a world that you're very familiar or excited about. Maybe not the graphics that you're hoping for your next big game. However, in just about 10 days, it has overwhelmingly positive reviews, 700 of them. So this might be a fun experience to check out. It is a point-and-click adventure. Poco is the story of the world's smallest clown, who is banished from the circus and finds themselves in a mysterious undergrowth full of lost and broken things. Explore, meet strange creatures, solve puzzles, and help Poco return to the circus in this charming 2D, 3D hybrid point-and-click adventure. Just because of the overwhelmingly positive reviews, not necessarily anything else, but it seems like this would be worth giving a try, especially since, like everything in this list, it is completely free. Mutants Genesis. Mostly positive reviews overall, released about 10 days ago. By the way, I haven't had a chance to do one of these videos in a couple of weeks, so some of these are more than a week old, but still free right now as you're watching this, so I just am trying to catch up a little bit. That's why it's going to be a long video. The links for all of these will be down in the description, so you don't have to go around searching for them. Mutants Genesis is an online card game that you can play solo or with up to 3 friends in PvE and PvP modes. Join the next generation of Psychogs and climb the ranks to establish yourself as champion. Collect hundreds of mutants. Fashion your own deck, cooperate with, or fight other players. My Life with You. Now, this, as I'm filming this, has not released. It's supposed to release sometime today, so by the time you see it in my tomorrow, your present, it should be released. So, has no reviews so far, but something about the art style caught my attention. This might be kind of a story-driven hidden gem. My Life with You is a story-driven experience that follows the journey of a young single mom who must balance life's challenges while raising her child. An emotional journey focused on the bond between mother and child, marked by obstacles, growth, and love. Looks like it could be an intriguing experience if it's well written, but a lot rides on that. So don't blame me if it's not what it claims to be, but if it lives up to kind of what it's suggesting and what it could be, this might be a short but very touching experience. Mountain's Secret is a sequel. Always a good sign when it's a sequel, and that's why I included this one, not because it looks different than a lot of the indie horror games out there. But if a game has a sequel, it probably means the first game was successful and the team knows what they're doing. So a sequel to Mountain's Memory, Mountain's Secret is an adventure game where you must escape from mysterious ruins while evading enigmatic dolls. Uncover the secrets left unresolved in the previous story and reveal the true nature of the mountain. Ooh, dolls. If you have a fear of dolls, someone tell me in the comments, what is the technical term for a fear of dolls? If you have that, don't play this. Gear Combination is a puzzle game where you must combine gears of different sizes to reach a target rotation speed. Whew, this is making my head hurt already, but if you're a fan of puzzle games and you really want to go hardcore with it, it looks like this is the way to do it. Place gears freely and watch them spin together. Multiple quests can be played in any order and replayed. Simple, yet strategic. Perfect for gear lovers, or hopefully, if it's done well, like also puzzle lovers. Me, without a strong understanding of physics, seems like this would just be kind of process of elimination and would drive me insane, but it is a very interesting concept for a puzzle game. Alright, Shrooms and Gloom. This is a first-person roguelike deck builder that brings you mobs of monstrous mushrooms and mountains of mega combos. So this, the art style kind of caught my attention. Not my favorite art style, to be fair, but the combination of having cards and actually moving around while you're using the cards did catch my attention. I'm sure they're not the first to do it, but it does look really engaging and a way to kind of spice up the classic deck builder card game. So I'm intrigued by that. Might even give it a try to see if it lives up to its potential of that mechanic. It is free on the, looks like the game site, Team Laser Beam, itch.io. You just have to scroll all the way down and download it. You can name your own price, and if you want, you can name your price as 0. Again, link for that in the description. All right, on to the hot tamales of this week, and that is what we got from the Vault games on Epic Game Store, the 3rd week of Vault games. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is definitely the flagship of this week. It released as a $60 game. That is AAA by any definition. It is in the Borderlands series, so cel-shaded graphics, lots of guns, think guns, lots of guns, and then more guns. And it is kind of in a Dungeons and Dragons universe with the Borderlands style. Boomer shooter with some dice mechanics thrown in. Michal and I played a little bit of it when it first released, and it's quite intriguing. Just because you're a fan of the Borderlands series doesn't mean that you're going to like this one, but it is worth picking up because it's only free during this week. If you claim it during this week, then it's in your Epic Games library forever. Otherwise, you missed out, and maybe someday in the future you would have to buy it. Also free this week, it is a repeat, but Limbo is the game before. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Have to tell them that Tiny Tina's Dungeons with all the booming and the shooting, no problem. But Limbo, you need to prove that you're a certain age so you won't get traumatized by giant spiders in the dark. The tagline for this is very, very straightforward. Uncertain of his sister's fate, a boy enters limbo. These games, this one and Inside, and similar games that I've played recently that are basically in this genre, are extremely evocative, very, very engaging. You wouldn't think so from the side-scrolling kind of platforming, but so atmospheric. I highly recommend both of them. So if you didn't get it when it was free in 2019, pick it up now. Trying it for half an hour, you'll know if it's for you or not. And even if it is, it's only going to take up 3 or 4 hours of your time. So highly recommend that you pick that up. Don't sleep on Limbo. Don't fall asleep there also, because there be giant spiders. There's quite a few demos that I just want to mention to you very, very quickly. Night Swarm is one that I have a gameplay video on the channel right now, about 30 minutes. It is in the Vampire Survivor genre. I'll include a link to the gameplay in the links in the description as well. And I found it to actually be more challenging than most. I had to be more strategic considering it's an auto shooter. I got my butt kicked multiple times before I figured out really how to stack upgrades strategically. So it's an interesting addition to the Vampire Survivor genre that's very popular right now. There's a demo for that you can try before you buy. Dispatch demo. This is actually from the team that did Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us, so that gets my attention right away. It is a superhero workplace comedy where choices matter. What more do you need to know? So you decide and strategize about which heroes to send to which emergencies around the city, all while balancing office politics, personal relationships, and your own quest to become a hero. This sounds hilarious and fun, and if that team was responsible for the writing on the previous games, the writing will be fantastic. So I think this demo is very much worth a try to see if you want to splash out for the whole game. Monument Valley 3. A lot of people have played these games on mobile. I think that's where they are better known, but this is the most recent one. Very, very, I know I'm overusing the word evocative in this video, but this is a very evocative, atmospheric puzzler game that is challenging and yet calming at the same time. Difficult balance, but Monument Valley usually pulls it off. Before you're going to pay for the newest game, you can check out the demo. Pompeii: The Legacy, if you're looking for strategy. We haven't had much in the way of like large strategy games for free recently, and this is a chance to rebuild the city of Pompeii and climb the social ladder. Roman society is full of intrigues that you have to solve in order to become a powerful ruler. This game is not released yet. It's going to be a new release strategy game in the Roman Empire, but you can try the demo and decide if it's something you should be excited about. Finally, for demos, Mythbreak, a free-to-play PvP arena brawler. I really liked the art style, actually. That's what caught my attention. It's not released yet. We don't have reviews. But it features fast-paced, asymmetrical gameplay. Dive into the action as one of the three heroes working together to take down a fearsome boss, or unleash havoc by becoming the boss itself. I sense some interesting kind of twisted gameplay mechanics there. Try before you buy. Also, usually, just so you're aware, I think we featured all of these at different times, but on the Ubisoft website, you can try out, there are demos almost all the time. They kind of float in and out. But right now, Star Wars Outlaws, The Crew Motorfest, Skull and Bones, and Division 2. If you're thinking of buying any of them, give them a try first and make sure it's worth it. Moving on to a few of the sales, just a few now. The Walking Dead, speaking of the team that made The Walking Dead, almost 50,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews. If you haven't played the Walking Dead Telltale series yet, you owe it to yourself for $1.50. Pick it up, it's yours forever. Like you'll thank me later, you'll enjoy it. From the team that brought us No Man's Sky, The Last Campfire kind of went under the radar with a lot of people, but it is kind of a small, charming game. 12,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews. It is not easy to get overwhelmingly positive reviews if you're going over a few hundred reviews. This is the story of a lost ember trapped in a puzzling place, searching for meaning and a way home. And you can pick it up. You can try the demo, actually, and then if you like that, you can pick it up for $1.50. Such a deal. Over on Fanatical, there's a couple of opportunities to get some big bundles for really cheap. Like if you pick up 10 of these games, then it's going to be a $5 bundle. So 50 cents each. Monument Valley 2 and 3, definitely recommended from me. Lumberjack always looked fun. Haven't played it myself. Let's see, Legendary Creatures 2 might be fun. And yeah, to be honest, I haven't looked deeply into too many of these, but Technotopia could be a multi-medium. This looks, Rat Shaker looks kind of funny and silly. Honestly, for $50 each, you'd probably be able to find a number of games there that look interesting. If you decide to pick any of these up, please use the links down in the description, because for some of these platforms, we get a small tip from the platform if you use those links. It doesn't cost you anything, but it's a free way to support us so we can make more videos like this. Also on Fanatical, another bundle. If you get up to 9 games, it's $1.30 each. And I mean, Steel Rising was free on Epic a while ago. I found it to be a little bit laggy and buggy, but and a little bit lifeless, but it's a big, like, kind of Souls-light game that's some people could definitely get into. It usually sells for $60, and now you'd be able to get it for $1.30. Death Await looks intriguing. Star Renegades. Urbo is a fun one that I've played a little bit of. And there's a good selection. Chivalry: The Complete Pack. If you're interested in getting into Chivalry at all, that could be an interesting way to do it. And honestly, what is 9 games times 130? It's going to be about $11. That's probably worth it for $11 by itself if you like really squeeze all the hours that you could out of it. Lords and Villains might also be Narita Boy, Panorama. So you might be able to find a collection of games there that you would enjoy and then get them all for a very cheap price. 2 more on the Epic Mega Sale right now, which remember also during this sale, you'll get 20% back in Epic rewards, which means in a couple of weeks, you'll get the credit on your Epic account to use 20% of the purchase price on future purchases, which is a nice little bonus. Symphonia we were sponsored by the developer a while ago. You can find the gameplay video on our channel. Very intriguing, atmospheric, evocative kind of puzzler platformer game, but with clearly some very deep lore behind it, and I was quite intrigued. So I can recommend giving that a try. It's 25% off right now. About what is that? Sorry, I have my Epic account set to Czech crowns. Like about $15, and it looks like a unique experience. Then finally, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, 80% off for about $10. If you've played a little bit of Hot Wheels and you were thinking about getting Unleashed 2, this is a great deal, and again, you'd get 20% of that back for your next Epic purchase. Alright, so that is what's on offer this week. Let me know what intrigues you most and what you're going to be doing this weekend. If you got all the way through the video, thank you very much for watching. You are officially a Should You Play It super fan. And in the comments, to let me know that you're a super fan, the password is going to be "The Penguins Have Hot Wheels." I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure no one else will use that randomly. So thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed that video. Pleasant gaming. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.